What's this?
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pentagast might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennett in the hinterlands.
Oh, and who are you to be fishing around for what the higher-ups are doing?
Back in Angsburg, my uncle was 5th Praetor.
And what's that mean for you back in Arnsberg?
Honestly, about as much as it does here.
Oh, so literally nothing? We do have the horses from... Do we or do we not? My understanding is that we do, but do we or do we not? Oh. Hearts, Dracolisks, horses. Ferelden Forder, a proud animal, the Ferelden Forder ranges well beyond its namesake, at home in stables and armies across Thedas. Oh, so it's possible for us to unlock new mounts later on? I haven't even tried riding on the horse that much. Dracolisks, exotics. Okay, cool. We might need to do the war table thing to actually get the horses here.
Thought you and your men might be working up a thirst. She sent me over to see if you needed anything.
We're fine, thank you.
Hello, Harriet.
Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Good.
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work, something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
Sounds good. It feels like we're socially distanced.
What can you and your team make here?
Arms and armor. We work iron to blighted dragon bone if you've got it. Our designs are simple, but they get the job done. You want something fancy, bring your own design. We'll see what we can do.
Who outfits the Inquisition soldiers?
Not me. I've got work to do. Can't be passing a sword to every blighter who signs up. If you want to help the troops, talk to Thren, the quartermaster. She'll set up requisitions.
Yeah, the low game believer, right? Yeah, okay, sure.
Does the Inquisition not have supplies to make armor or weapons?
Tough convincing traders to haul up here. Impossible to get them to risk the rare stuff, so that's on you.
How did you come to be here?
Come from a little town called Lothering. Long gone now.
Oh.
I was in Redcliffe when the Darkspawn hit it during the Blight. Helped rebuild. Left when royalty decided it was time to hand the place over to the bloody mages. Ended up here. Just missed the boom. Can't decide if I'm the luckiest son of a bitch walking or the exact opposite.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
You're still walking. That's always good.
True enough.
Okay, I think that's it.
Can you help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of you. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
Okay, thank you.
If I want something, what can you make?
Start simple. Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. We should have what you want just outside.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Right.
Modify armor. Study of the 5th Blight. Do we know this person? They're from Lothering. Modification. Upgrading an item adds the upgrade stats to the item stats, in addition to changing its appearance. What the hell is... Oh my god, what... That helmet. For example, attaching a hilt with a +3 cunning to a sword adds the bonus to the sword. What? You can freely remove and add existing upgrades or exchange them between different items. The hell is this? I have the hide helmet thing on. Maybe that's why normally my helmet's that big. Yikes. This is what I'm wearing right now. No upgrades available for anything that's in my inventory. So don't even think about it. What about my people? What the hell? Oh my god, Cassandra, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm making you look like this in the preview. Defender coat. Equipped by Cassandra. But that's like her default thingy, right? Remove upgrade? No heavy legs upgrade available. How do we get it? We have to buy it, like how we bought the upgrade for Bianca? I guess? Okay, well, we'll keep a lookout on this. But eventually, I'm guessing we'll just have to give them
Another
stuff.
time, then.
Yeah. Modified weapons. Okay, we can try to look at this for Varric and see how that works. Varric. Varric's Bianca... Yeah, it's here. Right. You can remove it here, but we don't have other stuff anyway, so this is fine as is. But say I want to upgrade my staff. How does that happen? I'm using the Wrath of Levias right now, I think. Bear Staff Grip. Disciple Staff Blade. These are already on it. Did it come with a staff? Because I don't remember putting it on. Oh. Interesting. Well, I think we're okay for now. Right, some of this already has some stuff equipped that I didn't do. Maybe we picked it up somewhere. Thank you, Harriet. There's a nug there. So that was a thing. And yeah, let's walk around. Oh man, yeah, we really should have walked around here before we went to the hinterlands. But it was like, do you want to go? So I was just like, okay. Oh, it's cold here. Really damn cold. We modify some armor, that's a quest?
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God. And He is our Maker.
And I don't even believe in this. The person who can do the most to help the world right now doesn't even believe in all this. What are we ever gonna do? I don't know.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God. And He is our Maker.
See reason, Lisette. We cannot stay here.
Why not?
Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore? That we splinter and fight amongst ourselves instead of protecting the mages?
Better that than stay here with this Inquisition.
These truths
You're
the
awfully
Maker
quick
has
to dismiss the
revealed
people
to
who
me.
saved your life,
As there is
Matrin.
but one world, one life.
You don't want to stay
one
here?
death,
Why are you here
there
then?
is but one
You're
God.
the one they're calling the Herald.
And He is our Maker.
Yes, I am.
It rather rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Whoa.
No. You are a mage, and magic was meant to serve man, not rule him. Yet here you are, testing that core tenet of the Chantry. I did not join the Order to adjust my faith so easily, but I appreciate what the Inquisition is trying to do, and your role in it. Though you may find not many Templars do. We're a distrustful lot by nature.
I appreciate your open-mindedness anyway.
You're not going to rejoin the Order?
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
How did you come to be a Templar?
It seemed the right thing to do. My family are tradesfolk in Denerim. I could have become a cobbler like my father, but this seemed better. It's a chance to uphold the Chantry's laws and help the mages through a troubled time.
Well, I'm glad that not all the Templars just straight up go, I hate mages. You sound like you genuinely want to protect them and do your part in that. There are a lot of problems, but I feel like it's nice to have some idealists around.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Not all Templars want to make mages into prisoners or villains. Some of us just want to keep a balance and let you practice your craft in safety. One person trying to do something can make a difference. You should keep that in mind, Harold.
I appreciate you trying to do that.
I'd like your take on the Templar Order.
It's a shadow of what it was. Where once we both protected all people from the dangers of magic, we now posture and grab at power. One day, I hope the circles are again sanctuaries where mages can practice their craft.
Do you have any idea what caused the explosion?
No, I'm just a recruit. Belief and faith doesn't get you closer to the important meetings. Though that distance did save my life.
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the Maker's grace.
Well, thank you, Lisette. Good to get your thoughts. What's around the corner? Other than nugs. Am I gonna kill the nug? Can I kill the nug? Yes, I can, for sure. Oh my god. It didn't even drop anything. Oh, but we had to kill it to unlock the codex for the nug. That's terrible. I hope Leliana doesn't find out about this. Yikes. Okay, there is a exclamation mark on the hill. Inside. It's probably inside. How do I get inside? Not by going up the hill. Alright, well, we'll go back inside or something. Yeah. Sometimes it's not obvious how we should be getting to the places that are being shown here. You know what? I'll actually walk inside too because I want to see the war table and see the power and what is it? Inquisition perks and maybe make those watchtowers and all that. Let's just not go to the hinterlands, but I do want to see...
Maker, though the darkness comes upon me, I shall embrace the light. I shall weather the storm. I shall endure. What you have created, no one can tear asunder.
We have a fair bit of support here.
We've got scattered reports of Tevinter sightings in the hinterlands.
The golden
Mages.
city, the
And their
center
servants,
of all
yes.
creation.
You think
And for a
they might be
time
connected
you
to the attack on the
dwelled among
Conclave?
them,
Assumption
watched
Scout
over
Pallane.
them. But as a gardener
No Circle Mage has
watches
ever
the
caused
earth
anything
for the
like the
first
breach.
signs of life.
Fair point.
I wish the dialogue would overlap less often. It seems to happen quite a bit.
You
We're
built
back
for
here.
them the golden city, the center of all creation.
Special... Oh,
And for a time you dwelled among them.
is it this?
Watched
I got it already last time.
as a gardener watches the
Oh, the
earth
exclamation mark is gone. That's it, but it didn't say that I got anything new. Okay, well, thank you. Ah, it was that
What kind of
door.
name is Charter, anyway? It doesn't sound elven.
I said you could call me that, Scout Pallane.
These truths
I
the
never said
Maker
it was
has
my name.
revealed to me.
Oh.
You're a bit terrifying
As
at
there
times,
is but
Charter.
one world.
Why? Because you're
One
realizing
life,
that every elf you
one
casually
death.
call
There
knifey
is but
might have a
one
life you know
God.
nothing about.
And
I was
he
hoping
is our
you'd forgotten
maker.
about that.
In this line of work, we can afford to forget nothing.
A scout. An elven scout. Hey, it's totally possible that some scouts are motivated to help out because they see that I'm a elf. Yeah, it seems pretty likely to me.
For she who trusts in the Maker, fire
Varric.
is her water.
How you doing?
As the moth
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
Well, I wish I could have. I don't know what this symbol is. I mean, am I fine? I'm as fine as can be. I'm alive, I'm breathing. I am a functional organism, physically.
I'm just glad I'm still standing after all that.
I still can't believe you survived Cassandra. You're lucky you were out cold for most of her frothing rage. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and Maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
I don't even know how it happened.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. and now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
I'm still not sure I believe any of this is really happening.
If this is all just the Maker winding us up, I hope there's a damn good punchline coming. You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
It honestly is something that we should consider because it's a brand new phenomenon, which means something has changed in the past bit, right? Someone is doing that. And we know this especially because back when we were at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, we heard that male voice booming, the person who killed the Divine. And we don't know who that is.
Need something?
Is that your friend over there? Can we have a private conversation without him? We'll look a little bit further away. Oh, there we go. Great. Oh. Huh.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Is this what people complain about with Dragon Age 2?
Where are the rest of Hawke's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the Mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Last I knew, Hawke's sister Bethany was doing something wardeny near the Anderfell's border.
Bethany.
Adeline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Kind of sad when, I don't know, you have a band of merry friends and then they just all break apart and the moment Hawke leaves. Is it because of Hawke leaving or is it just because our general mission is over? Maybe a little bit of both. I have more questions.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
Not surprised. A lot of people might just want to live, you know, they just want to survive. They might be okay with being under that whole circle system because they just want to live. But Anders' actions obviously made that a lot more difficult. In the grand scheme of things with the breach and all, somehow the whole Anders thing doesn't seem like anything, just looking back.
There's no way Hawke really could have killed the Arishok. It would have started a war with the Kunari.
I was told later that the Kunari disavowed his actions. Apparently the Arishok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
That sounds like you made it up.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
We were winning. I don't know why he turned.
Carry on.
No, I have more questions. Varric, please.
Need something?
Tell me about red lyrium. So some of you guys very helpfully let me know in the comments that back in the Temple of Sacred Ashes in the beginning, apparently, because I just sort of jumped straight down towards the breach, but if I didn't, we could have learned a little bit more about the red lyrium. And knowing about this in advance, just looking at the tower here, that's red lyrium right by the base, isn't it? Or even back over here. This dude, is he covered in red lyrium? Looks like it. Red lyrium at a place like this? Well, the last time we were here, definitely there wasn't red lyrium before, right? Not that the place was broken the last time we were here, but...
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Oh.
Someone help me! That is Divine Justinia's voice.
Oh, wow, that's actually pretty important information then, right? Because now we know that that voice was trying to sacrifice Justinia for some reason. But Justinia herself is not magical. Right? She's not magical in any way, so why her? Just because she was at the right place at the right time? Wrong time? Right, and then I think we just... Yeah, we were normally supposed to go down here. Yeah, it's just all over the temple to begin with. Red lyrium. To answer your question, my lord, yes, I have indeed heard of this red lyrium of which you speak. A single piece of it surfaced in the eastern city of Kirkwall, and its influence alone was nearly enough to cause the city's destruction. As near as we can determine, it is regular lyrium that has been somehow corrupted. Those who have touched red lyrium, or even come near it, reported that it sings to them, like whispers in the mind that slowly drive them mad. We do not know, however, what might stem from extended contact with red lyrium. Madness, surely. But would there be a physical corruption as well? What would happen if a mage or a Templar used red lyrium as they use regular lyrium? Not good things, judging by what happened to Meredith. But they're saying this in the context of, like, mages needing to use lyrium as the source of magic and Templars needing to ingest lyrium. Oh, lyrium is needed by both of them. That's actually pretty bad, considering how they're both in a war right now. Far more disturbing is the fact that lyrium could be corrupted at all. Treat any red lyrium you encounter as if it were a poison. Do not go near it. Do not attempt to destroy it. And most importantly, do not attempt to use it. From a partially burned letter by an unknown writer affixed with a Grey Warden seal. Ooh. That's foreboding.
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the deep roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
This whole... So this red lyrium... It's what made Meredith go mad too, and we never really found out what it is, like a special, more concentrated lyrium, or what. But it seems like it's related to whatever's happening here too. Even though the breach is generally associated with green.
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
So the stuff that's in the temple, do we want to quarantine that or anything?
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the thaig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the deep roads? That's not a cheery thought.
There's so much of the deep roads we haven't explored. That's totally possible.
I think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Yes, but lots of things are though. Varric, hold up.
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
We can see the numbers if I hold down the key. I see.
Thanks, Varric.
Oh!
No problem.
Oh, no. I gotta keep holding it down.
Something?
Kind of annoying.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Are you from Ferelden? Orlais?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
Hey, I'm from the Free Marches too, or I've been there. My clan's been there.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
So, sounds like a fulfilling life.
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
A little bit weird that he doesn't have a knack for romances, huh? Because he seems kind of like a flirty guy, right? But maybe because of that, like, he doesn't really do the whole relationship thing. He just flirts around, but that's it. I've apparently read A Tale of the Champion, and I've read the first chapter of Heart in Hightown.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in moneylenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spymaster?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spymaster. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
I don't feel like we've really seen that much of Leliana doing spy stuff. Cool to know that she does it very well. We've heard a lot about it back when she was in Orlais and participating in the game with a capital G and all that.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I got her off a guy in Darktown. Took me a week to pry his dead fingers off the stock.
Ugh.
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Oh, now I really want to know.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Lots of conversations here. By the way, he's wearing his original thing again. Not the mercenary coat I gave him. We'll just have a chill around here. Oh, this is openable now.
And you've seen no signs of the Grey Wardens anywhere.
And how much
You're
did you
certain?
need?
Grey Wardens. Where are the Grey Wardens at a time like this?
We're not paying you to be sarcastic.
Fight for the day you'll restore our heart and bring us to glory. We are for
What instrument is that?
The nation reviles, the courses but run, an end has begun.
It's like a guitar, but it looks gigantic on all the wrong little bits. Well, it's very pretty. Thank you for entertaining us. Where are the Grey Wardens? That's a good question. Where is Bethany?
Oh, Maker, you're here. You're the Herald of Andraste. And you were sent to shame us for mistreating the elves. I pay my elves good and proper, you should know. Friend of the alienage and all. I mean, I'm Flissa. Can I get you a drink?
I don't want to tell her I'm Dalish because I want her to continue treating my city elf friends well.
It's all right, Flissa. I won't do anything frightening.
If you wanted to close the breach, I wouldn't mind. As I said, I'm Flissa. The Inquisition soldiers needed a place to unwind, so Leliana brought me in to set up a tavern. Nothing fancy, but it's safer for the soldiers than looking for trouble in some village.
Well, Leliana's pretty different, I feel like, since the last time I saw her. She's like Spymaster, she's like doing this and that, ordering people around.
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrit. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Did I find any more research stuff for her? I don't even know.
You said Leliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
Dumb luck, mainly. I managed an inn back in Denerim. When I heard interesting gossip, I'd pass word to Leliana. Sometimes it was helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realize she meant this.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Haven has really turned into a kind of haven for everybody, huh? Cool, so the bard is just performing here all day long. Hey, Leliana used to be a bard. She still is, but I bet she doesn't have much time for singing anymore. Yo, what the hell's happening here?
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, Mage!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Okay. Whoa, did you see that? They were doing some chest bumping. What's up?
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who, you? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
It's okay, we might not want to be the Herald, but we gotta stop denying that, okay? Because the Inquisition it's already a thing. And we gotta just believe in it from now on. We can't just keep telling people, oh, I don't actually believe in this.
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave wouldn't have been needed.
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer? What of justice?
That won't help restore order in the here and now.
Order will never be restored so long as this rebellion is allowed to fester.
Remind me why you're allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
Okay, so it's like interview practice then. Okay, keep talking to me then.
The Mages and Templars are fighting even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
This guy's so used to being a lackey. He doesn't know how to do anything without a divine. You know, whether or not there is a divine, it doesn't change whether I'm guilty or not. So the fact that he's focusing on, hey, we gotta find a new divine, that's not the point of anything.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
I'll make sure they see reason in Val Royeaux.
I pray you're right.
I think that's the next main thingy, right? We have to go to... Oh no, I didn't speak with Corporal Vale about the state of Hinterlands. Back at the crossroads, right? We'll get there eventually. Eventually. Where was he? I didn't see him. Oh, what? There's just so much everywhere. Anyway, one of these things was going to see the Chantry people at Val Royeaux.
I will keep the peace while you and the others appeal to the Chantry in Val Royeaux.
Better ready yourself for the blame you will be rightly assigned.
Do you want to leave now? You are so... I can't even talk to Cullen because of you guys. Alright, fine. Is there something we should be doing here? The requisitions? Oh, I have 4 decorative gems and 5 velveteen. I can do tapestries. Our Legion nobles are clamoring for tapestries with an Inquisition theme, and will pay handsomely for any coming directly from our artisans. +1 power. Okay. So that's the thing that gives me power. I need logging stand for the Inquisition weapons.
When will you be able to get us the crafting supplies we need?
When they're ready. Piss off. Can I help you with something?
No, I think we're good with you.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
Thank you. That's just the other requisition. Alright. Leliana! Where's Leliana? Leliana! Hi!
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
I am not the Maker's prophet. I don't know anything. You know that I don't know anything.
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
You probably don't even worship the Maker. Lucky. He asks a lot. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
You sound upset. How do you feel? I definitely feel like Leliana's faith is shaking. Even more so than Cassandra. She was thinking, oh, I'm not sure if what I'm doing is really the right thing as a Maker believer. Is there a word for Maker believer aside from person in Chantry? But Leliana seems actively angry.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the Divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart.
If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
This might be getting into touchy topic territory, but I feel like this sort of questioning is probably people, like real life religious people might think about these sorts of things too, right? How come I believe in, let's say, God. Why do bad things happen to people who believe in God? Like, if God loves his children, why do these things happen? And I don't have an answer for that because I'm personally not religious. But back to the divine though, Leliana... Yeah, Leliana personally knew the divine. Without the divine, she would still be in that jail. Remember? Back in the Leliana DLC, so for her, the divine is someone really important. Her friend. Oh my god, come on, have some sympathy, my girl.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it. No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come. To work, then. We will speak later.
You know, I was thinking before we spoke directly to Leliana just now, just hearing from other people about how, oh, she's a Spymaster, she knows so much, she has so much information on you, and oh...
So it's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports.
Yeah, just look at her at work. It felt like she matured so much compared to when we saw her in Origins, but then talking to her again really brought back home that, oh no, it's still Leliana, you know, she's still human. No matter how good you get at your work or whatever, you're still the same person inside and you have fears and insecurities and all that. I'm sorry, am I disturbing something here?
There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
This is a special kind of choice, right? We get extra context. Do not interfere. Encourage Leliana to kill the traitor. Stop Leliana from killing the traitor. I feel like I don't have enough information. I would naturally gravitate towards not doing anything because she's a Spymaster, okay? And if we're part of a group, you need to believe in the people who are supposed to perform their functions. I'm not a spy. I'm not a Spymaster. Why am I interfering with what the Spymaster is doing? But get the feeling that's probably going to be the boring option. So I'll ask. I'll just very simply ask, like, why do you want to kill him? If he's a traitor, though, I don't think killing him is a bad thing, but let's see.
Wait, what are you doing? He betrayed us. He murdered my agent. And you'd kill him, just like that. You find fault with my decision?
Is killing the answer? Sometimes. Sometimes. I don't have enough context for this. Yeah, if you think about it from a resource perspective, killing a person is a waste, but what would you do with him? You can't trust him anymore, you can't use him. Throw him in jail?
If he has knowledge, then he's a resource. Use him.
Okay.
He's a loose end who could escape and get word to our enemies. Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
You know, I don't disagree with that. But it looks like I'm set on the path of going against her on this topic. It's kind of like how the lady outside the Inquisition place was like, you want me to be like Andraste? Well, we try to be the ideal, right? We try to be.
Now is precisely the time for ideals.
You feel very strongly about this. Very well. I will think of another way to deal with this man. Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives.
Interesting.
Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do.
This seems like it has consequences, based on what they're telling me, but I don't know what the consequences are. I guess we'll just have to see.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
She feels strongly about this. Glad to hear.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A Divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
You still haven't told me what you did, exactly.
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
I think we saw an example of that with a traitor agent, what she was gonna do already.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Remember the Divine and Leliana? Both of them were tricked by Marjolaine. Both of them. What was so good about that woman? I don't know. Whoa!
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
Great answer. I thought that was kind of rude of me too.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken. Lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
Although this conversation does make it sound like they were lovers or something, but we know better.
We'll talk more later.
I was under the impression Mother Dorothea was a little bit, significantly older than Leliana, which would make that whole thing kind of weird, but hey, it's not like we really had the chance to meet the Divine. What? She was super old though. Remember there was that little vision in the Temple of Secret Ashes? We could see her face and she was old.
I'm listening.
Thank you for listening.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Varric, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party.
Ooh.
We've been friends ever since.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
Oh my goodness. Wait, I was gonna say something just now, but I lost my train of thought with that small clothes. What was I gonna say? Back in Origins, we mainly utilized Leliana as a party member, right? We used her for her fighting skills and all that. But being a spy is more of her natural state of being, and now we're getting to see what she's really like. Well connected, all these like agents working for her and all that. It's more that the hero of Ferelden didn't really get to see her like this, rather than her never having been like this.
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawke twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
So sad. She didn't even remember Carver's name.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Varric who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
You have a history with the warden who ended the blight, don't you?
She's always in my thoughts. Even when we're far apart. My love is on a quest of her own. When the Inquisition has no further need of me, I will join her. For good this time. I have lost enough. I will not lose her as well.
Yeah, weren't they supposed to be on vacation and stuff after what happened in Origins? Well, we gotta come back and save the world again. I'm more surprised the hero of Ferelden isn't here to help alongside Leliana.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Was there more? Was that it?
Yes?
I don't think we did tell me about yourself, right?
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Yeah. Oh my god. Remember back in Origins, you had so many of those stories. Well, ask this one first.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time, I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
No!
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The bard's is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger. The best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
Wait, I thought the bard part was just the instrument and the singing part.
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
No, you were willing to tell Welonz cousin so many stories. You can't even spare one for me? Fine.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later.
Be that way then. Gosh. The perils of bard life. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, that's a maneuver. I can't tell. Oh, tales. Stories and songs are windows into the minds of people. Which one's more important? Let's think about it in terms of that. Characters to begin. Oh, we already got all the characters? For now? We read all of it already? For now. Wow. Groups. Rebel mages. Whereas the Circle was established not merely to protect the world from mages, but also to allow mages to practice their art safely and without fear, and Whereas under Lord Seeker Lambert's command, the Templars, sworn to protect all people, including mages, from the harmful effects of magic, have instead persecuted mages with such biased judgment as to worsen the problems they were meant to mitigate, and whereas the Rite of Tranquility, intended as a tool of last resort to stop uncontrolled mages from hurting themselves or others, has instead been used for punitive and political purposes to silence dissent and inhibit civilized discourse. And whereas Andraste herself intended the relationship between mage and Templar to be one of practitioner and protector, not prisoner and jailer, and this contract was broken, leaving mages in fear for their lives from those sworn to protect them. Now, therefore, the Circle of Magi declares the following. We, the mages of Ferelden and Orlais, do hereby dissolve the circles and renounce our sworn submission to the Order of the Templars, effective immediately. We reiterate Andraste's assertion that magic was made to serve man, not rule over him, and state, unequivocally, that we will use our abilities only to defend ourselves from those who would see us relinquish our lives and freedoms under the presumption of guilt for crimes we have not committed. We condemn those practitioners of magic who, through illness of mind or understandable but misguided anger at those who oppress them, would use their maker-given powers to threaten innocent lives, and we pledge to aid any legitimate and impartial government in bringing these lawless apostates to justice. We look earnestly to a future of cooperation between all peoples of Thedas, free from persecution and prejudice, and hope to build a better world alongside all who approach us with friendship instead of fear. Yours in service to Andraste and the Maker, the Free Mages of Thedas. Leaflet distributed across Orlais and Ferelden. The rebel mages make sure to condemn the people who use magic for bad stuff and threatening innocent people, but I get the impression that I feel like even just hearing some conversations nearby, Templars and other people who don't like mages, they've been accusing, everyone is in the same group to them. It's all rebel mages, all apostates, and they all use blood magic, they all hurt people. I don't know if it's good to say it anyway, but I don't know if they really separate out all of you guys like that. The Dalish elves. In time, the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then, we wait. We keep to the wild borderlands. We raise Hala and build Aravals and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer and have not heard us since before the fall of Arlathan, so that one day they might remember us. Elgernon, the eldest of the sun and he who overthrew his father. Mythal, not Mithril, the protector. Fenharol, the dread wolf. Andruil, the huntress. Falandin, the friend of the dead. Durthamin, the keeper of secrets. Gillenane, the mother of Hala. June, the master of crafts. And Selais, the hearthkeeper. We gather every 10 years for the Arleth Ven to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive. For when the human kingdoms are gone, we must be ready to teach the others what it means to be elves. We should probably start writing these down on paper if we're not already. This reminds me of the whole story about how elves used to be immortal, but being around humans made them mortal. Curiously enough, the similarity with the whole Maker myth is that, yeah, we call up to the ancient gods, but they don't answer. And they haven't answered us for a very long time. This breach in the sky feels like it's the first sign of the people above talking to us in a very long time. The Seekers of Truth aren't Templars, not precisely. Once they were called the Inquisition, but upon the signing of the Tavern Accord, they gave up that name and became the order they are now, standing over as Templars, as watchers and enforcers. I honestly cannot claim to know more than that. I don't know how many Seekers there are. A few dozen? If they have a base of operations, I don't know where it is. Certainly not with any of us. The only time we'll see one is when a Seeker is summoned, perhaps in response to a complaint by one of the first enchanters. They'll investigate the problem, and if it turns out a Templar did something they don't like, he's disciplined. Ooh, is that their people's impression of the Seeker? They don't like. If a Templar does something they don't like. Severely. Without question. Even the Knight Commander bows to their will. If a Seeker of Truth shows up, you know every last Templar is sweating, hoping their gaze doesn't fall on him. Of course, that changed when the Tavern Accord was broken. I'm told the Chantry broke it, but it was Lord Seeker Lambert who made the announcement. He said the Seekers of Truth and the Templar Order were going to hunt rebel mages, no matter what the Divine commanded. I didn't know he had that authority. That he could just say he would do this and everyone would follow, but we did. I never thought of it that way, but the Seekers have always been our guides. Now they've led us into war. Written by Sir Jonathan Parry. This Lord Seeker Lambert is still around? It is... What year is it right now? Is it 940 right now? It's actually been 10 years since the events of Origins, right? Yeah, because Dragon Age 2 started at the same time as Origins, and then it ended 10 years later. Been a while. One more. The Pentagasts. Allow me to correct you on one important point, my friend. The Pentagasts are Navarra. Without us, this nation would either still be one of the motley city-states that comprise the Free Marches, or under Orlesian control. More likely the latter, as only Navarra's strength holds back the Empire's expansion. And by that, I refer to the brilliance of Pentagast generals and the influence of Pentagast coin. I find it interesting that you mentioned dragon hunting as our only significant trait. You do understand, I hope, that dragons disappeared centuries ago, only recently returning at the beginning of this age? Some of our clan have taken up the old trade out of nostalgia. My cousin Ferdinand, the most prominent among them. But those days are largely done. Today, there are 14 branches of the family. 18 if one counts our relations among the Van Markhams, each consisting of multiple families and twisting bloodlines connecting us to almost every major house across Thedas. I am fully aware that King Marcus wanes in health, and neither he nor Ferdinand have children, but make no mistake, there will be another Pentagast sitting on the Navarran throne, and that man or woman will lead us to a prosperous future. There will be no civil war. By Baroness Alia Pentagast. Reminds me of the lady that we just read about. From Antiva? The one who was marrying her whole family off everywhere to try to get influence? So Pentagast and dragon hunting is like a thing. Maybe that's why they were so willing to believe that Cassandra killed the dragon in her little tale.